Can I record on my computer?
Okay, so I'm asking you the questions first.
Yeah.
Okay. So just tell me who you are and tell me a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Rachel Daniel. I recently got married and moved up to Washington, D.C., but I was born and raised in Baton Rouge my whole life.
Oh,
So, yeah,
congrats.
thank you.
Okay, so why are you interested in this position?
I'm interested in this position because I want to have a little bit more professional experience. I've had work experience before. I've worked at a coffee shop for several years, but the job that I want to do in the future requires a little bit more professional experience. And I just want to learn a little bit more about that from this job.
All right. So pertaining to the job you just mentioned, what are some of your strengths and weaknesses?
I have great interpersonal skills and I'm very fast learner. I'm very experienced with customer service as well from the 2 years of working at a coffee shop. I also have a high attention to detail, and this will come in handy as a receptionist to be able to organize the area and just keep everything organized and orderly as I'm scheduling people and everything like that.
Okay, good. What are your professional goals from this job?
My professional goals for this job, to learn how to work in a professional setting, I guess. I guess my professional goals, like after this job, would be to be presentable and be able to communicate with my fellow colleagues in a way that is understood and clear and concise. Yeah.
Okay. How do you think your education has prepared you for this role?
So my education in psychology has been very communication heavy with a focus on verbal and also written communication. I think that's helped me a lot for this job because it'll prepare me for responding to emails and being able to communicate with different people in the office and to clearly communicate scheduling problems or anything like that.
Okay. Can you think of a specific example of when you had to think critically to solve an issue?
Let's see. There are several times I've had to think critically. Growing up, I used to teach swimming lessons to little kids. I grew up swimming and knew all the technical uh, lingo about swimming and how to talk to someone who knows about swimming uh, about it, and having to learn how to communicate something that I know so technically to a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old. You have to think a little bit differently and be able to communicate it in a different way. And then also to be able to communicate that to their parents as well, in a way that isn't belittling or talking down to them, like in a way that they'll
Yeah.
understand as well. Yeah, so I think that's one way that I've had to think critically.
Okay. What skills do you believe you have that would be most valuable for this position?
Um, I would say that my interpersonal skills would be most valuable. I'm very good at communicating and serving others, and just making sure that everything is in order for the day. Yes, that would be my skills.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
5 years from now, hopefully, I will have graduated from my master's, and will be looking for a job in a counseling program, whether that's marriage and family or mental health. I'm not sure just yet, but that's what I want to do. I want to be able to work for, I guess, in 10 years, I'll be have my PhD eventually.
Big
Yeah.
goals.
Big goals one day,
Mhm.
maybe.
Okay, and just one more question. Do you have any questions about this position for me?
What would a day look like in this position at the workplace?
So a day in this workplace is typically busy. It could be fast-paced phone calls, emails. Your schedule could be high-packed. It's just keeping up, working with your coworkers, but also being able to be like your individual person. And yeah, that's why you just gotta stay. Keeps you on your toes.
Okay, great, cool.
I was not expecting that last question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess
Love
it's
it.
my turn.
Okay, so are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. All right. So tell me a little bit about you and a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Cassidy Morton. I'm a senior in college for clinical psychology. Um, I go to school full time. I work full time for a lawyer, and I also have a 8-month-old little boy.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Uh,
Yeah, I love it.
so why are you interested in this position?
So this position is a step up from the current job I have. I'm a legal secretary for a family lawyer, but this position I want is a little bit more broader extension of what I get to see. So I only really see like custody cases, like divorce cases. Like with this position, I get to go into a broader aspect of the criminal side, like property law, just a little bit more than what I'm getting now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So tell me a little bit about your strengths and weaknesses.
So working for a lawyer is very crazy. I mean, one minute you have 16 people calling you about 80 different things. So you gotta be very you have to have very good communication skills, whether email, letters being mailed out, like physically written, talking on the phone, setting appointments with other lawyers, with judges, with families, with counselors. So that's a bunch of strengths. Just like typing up legal papers is another strength because that's a whole nother level of crazy. And then some of my weaknesses would be um I have 80 different jobs at one time. So like I might be working on 4 different divorces, but I'm never just focused on one. I have 80 different things running through my head. So it kind of just gets all scattered.
Mm. Yeah, that makes sense. That is a lot to juggle.
It is a lot.
So what are your professional goals?
So my professional goals, I'm hoping to achieve in this job is just to get the experience really.
Mm.
The lawyer I'm planning on working for is actually the district attorney. So that'd be a lot it would be a step up versus just a regular like family lawyer like oh I work for the district attorney. So my
Yeah.
goals would just to be to like follow him, learn from him, and then also connect with his contacts.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. So how do you think your education has prepared you for this job?
So education wise like a lot of behavior classes have
Mm.
really connected to my job way more than I ever thought because just speaking to somebody you could see like the behavior shift and like you kind of know like why they're feeling this way or you might even know like what to say back in response to their feelings or their behaviors on a certain scenario.
Very cool. Can you give me a specific example of when you had to think critically or solve an issue?
So like I said, a lot of custody cases, which is crazy because there's mom, there's dad, there's stepmom, there's grandparent, there's children who all have these big emotions on the situation. So like yesterday I have a kid who is 18 months old
Mhm.
and he got pulled from his mom from child services and like
Mhm.
she's freaking out, child services is calling. So you have to just really really critically um just pull together you like yourself pull together them and you have to come up with a plan to like
Yeah.
keep mom calm, explain to her the steps of what's going on, and then just kind of give her the best comfort you can.
Yeah. Yeah. So what skills do you believe would be most valuable in this type of position?
So, like I answered in question number 3, some of my strengths. The skills I have that would be best in this position is like the major communication skills, and then
Mhm.
also being able to like handle those small things, but then being able to handle the big things as well.
Mhm. So where do you see yourself in 5 or 10 years?
Well, in 5 years, I graduate next year. So that's a big
Yeah.
goal for me. I'm hoping to get my master's. I haven't really decided yet. So that's a possibility. In 10 years, I'm hoping to just have enough experience to where I can get a job that I truly just love everything about it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Okay, and do you have any questions about this position for me?
What skills and values do you think I need to work on or add for this job?
Um, uh, I'm not sure. I would say definitely always a good idea to work on just that critical thinking. Like you said, there's a lot of situations probably that you have to, think critically about how to handle different people's emotions and how they're doing in that situation, just because it's a very hard situation.
Yeah.
So it's always a good idea to work on those skills. But other than that, I can't think of any skills to add.
Okay.
Cool, cool.
So is that it? Do we have to do anything else?
I think that's it.
We should have practiced that last question before.
I didn't think about it before and I was like, oh no. Let's see, I'm gonna stop my recording.